The reason why we call it health gain is I don't really believe in the health loss or the weight loss because I don't find it something that is sustainable. And this is all about health gain. So we always gain when we step into stuff, which is more of a declaration.
Take the time to remind yourself that it all starts inside yourself.
Wake up feeling stuck every day, then you gotta realize that it's all in your mindset. Read about the meditation, you go get around to it, you just haven't had the time yet. Yeah, I bet. Best thing that you could invest in is you. Could have the results or could have the excuse. Only one life, so take care of what you choose. And I ain't preaching, I'm just telling you the truth. Wake up.
Hello, and welcome to Bombastik Broadcasting with Kat, Kim, and Sue.
And as you know, here at Bombastik Broadcasting, we take joy in platforming the people who are living out the passions in their life and discovering all the cool things that can happen, moving it forward one broadcast at a time. So here you might recognize our guest again today, Curtis Knuth, and his business is Vitasana, which you remember before we did a podcast with Curtis, which we all enjoyed so much, on healing emotions. Curtis shares his energy healing modalities. So today we're going to talk about health gain. Right, Curtis?
Yeah, and thank you for having me back, guys. It's great to be back. In the first podcast, we had mentioned something along the lines of many different topics, and one of them was health gain. And with Kim, something resonated with her and I, and we had been in communication since then. I am happy to share that I have had the success working with others who also struggle with those things. And the reason why we call it health gain is I don't really believe in weight loss because I don't find it something that is sustainable. And this is all about health gain. So we always gain when we step into stuff, which is more of a declaration. I don't think that, Kim, you would be even agreeing to do this unless it's something that you asked for in your heart, in the quiet moments of your life, in conversations with others. Something that you've done over the last while has brought this communion to you, and I'm grateful to have this opportunity. And like I was saying earlier to you guys, in 2017 is when what a lot of the world calls awakened. I guess I just literally opened myself up to new and different ways in the world to live, to gain more awareness of this magical place that we really don't know a lot about. And I was more in disbelief with the things that I was learning. And as I had mentioned, I had a friend who was going through the same thing, and him and I decided to challenge these things in our own life to what we thought was discredit them. And the exact opposite happened. Our life became better. We became more aware that we do have a say in our lives. And by understanding that, him and I continued because we started to see the efficacy of the effect it was having on our lives. And after so long, we decided to create programs to work with other individuals. And rather than seeking out like-minded individuals, it was people in our lives, in our everyday lives, coworkers. And I had the opportunity to work with some coworkers. And there was a young man that I worked with, his name was Braden, who had been severely picked on in his life, bullied, and had been really closed. And I've asked Bombastik to be respectful of his privacy, but I've shared the pictures with you guys, and you can see the transformation. It was amazing. And not only did he gain a healthy appearance, he also gained confidence. He also gained the ability to have a conversation with someone without worrying about saying something wrong. And for me, that is a win. So for anybody else out there struggling with bullying or self-confidence, look at it like a stepping stone, and that is all it is. It's an awareness. You can always elevate your level of thinking to a higher level, and there is a side effect for all of that, which is going to lead me right into what we're going to do with Kim. Kim, I commend you. It's one thing to get excited and eager and talk to a complete stranger like me. Can this person really help me? And so I'm honored that I have this opportunity with you to do that. So I want you to understand that. And for anybody watching, Kim is real time actually going to allow herself to embrace something she doesn't know anything about, especially me. And so this is going to be a really cool, fun year. I think I mentioned it in the first one, but I always like to repeat this because it has a soft gaze to it. we're all perfect. You could not study the human body and not say that it's not perfect. It's perfect,
No.
right? I mean, it's a magical thing. So let's equate it to a picture that has been drawn by an artist, a famous artist. And let's say, Sue, you bought Kim a picture and hired someone to hang it in her home. And then she had you over to look at it. But Sue, you noticed when you look at it that it was a bit crooked. So you're looking at something that's perfect. And all that's required is a bit of adjusting. So I think we're all like that. You know, there's some adjusting. And when we're adjusted, everything shifts. Not just one thing, everything shifts. So I am going to flip into what we're going to get started here. So are you guys familiar with the term paradigm?
A little bit, yes, somewhat.
Okay. So I have an explanation of a paradigm. So your personal paradigm consists of your attitudes, beliefs, and assumptions. These shape how you see yourself and the world around you. If you're not in the shape you desire, your current paradigm plays a key role in this. The key to achieving your goals lies in shifting your mindset and aligning your paradigm with healthy choices and behaviors. Okay? So reflection on your current paradigm. Kim, you're currently in paradigm A, okay? And what your desire and your requirement in your life is to be paradigm B, okay? So when I refer to paradigm A, we all understand now that it's the paradigm that no one wants, but we keep getting played back to us, okay? So paradigm A is something unwanted, okay? So we're really going to shine the spotlight on paradigm A. Paradigm A is no longer going to be able to hide from you, Kim. And that's what you're going to start to understand over these next few months, okay? Paradigm B is successful, Kim. She doesn't think like paradigm A, okay? So I really want you to understand paradigm A and paradigm B here. So take a moment to reflect on your daily life. Consider your routines, choices, and habits. Ask yourself these questions. What does my typical day, week, or month look like in terms of movement, eating, and self-care? This is a direct question for you, Kim. Can you explain to us what does your typical day, week, or month look like in terms of movement, eating, and self-care? It is going to be really important to be honest with yourself, because I always say to people, we always get out what we put into things, okay? So can you explain what your typical day looks like? So what's the first thing you do when you wake up?
Yeah, okay. So I wake up and I start going through a list of everything I need to do and everything I'm behind on. And in the back of my mind is all the things that I want to be spending my time on. But every day I am so busy trying to catch up on the things that I don't want to spend up my time on, that I never can actually get to the things that I do want to spend my time on. I do try to walk my dogs as often as possible. I have had, and you actually helped me with this a couple of weeks ago, but I've had ongoing foot issues. Yeah. And, I do like to kayak and paddleboard and snowboard. So I do try to do those as often as I can, but those are obviously, once a week or once every other week sort of activities. I do like hiking.
Okay. And do you find, why do you think then, with all of that you haven't achieved the body you desire?
I feel like it's kind of copies that a little bit, because I try to start off every day being like, okay, I'm going to eat this and this healthy thing. And then, I haven't shopped properly. And then I eat some garbage and then I eat some more. And then.
Yeah. Okay. So see how we're really building the paradigm A? We're really understanding what paradigm A is. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, I'm going to say, and because I'm assuming everybody has this issue, but you go to work and something happens and then you come home and you're cooking dinner and you're kind of rattled from your day. So you're eating everything as you're cooking, kind of trying to calm everything down.
Absolutely. I mean, so a paradigm simply is what we do on a regular basis. It's how we have learned to live. Society has been designed in such a way that we tend to look at what society does and then live our life that way because we think it's normal. So all we know is paradigm A. That's all we understand. We don't ever question it. We don't ever see it any differently. We get so good at paradigm A habits that they begin to feel so comfortable and normal that even to see something that's different than paradigm A, we're kind of like, oh, that's cool for that person, but not cool for me. But even that thought comes from paradigm A thinking. Okay. So paradigm B thinking would never allow that kind of thought in. By answering these questions, what we've done here is we've identified the patterns and behaviors that may be holding you back. Okay. We haven't exactly said that they are, but you're going to discover as we go that it could be the reason that it is holding you back. So awareness is the first step to positive change. So what we're going to do is we're going to cultivate the awareness of paradigm A, Kim. What Kim's paradigm A is looking like. Because as we get further along here, it's going to become more obvious what paradigm A thoughts are versus what paradigm B thoughts are. And as you get this, you're going to go away from this today. And I promise you, you're going to be sitting there the next few days and you're going to have a thought and you're going to say to yourself, Kurt said that it could be the culprit. So is this a paradigm A way of thinking or is this a paradigm B way of thinking? And you'll stop yourself. And even when you may not completely stop yourself, you've already started the process. So when you see yourself doing the same thing tomorrow, it doesn't matter because the thought's already there and it's going to build. And you're going to find that over the next few days, you're automatically going to make paradigm B choices without too much struggle, without too much effort, or without forcing yourself to say no. So I'm not going to tell people what to eat. This is something that fades away naturally. So the things that you think you like are completely going to be different in 2 months. So it doesn't even matter what you eat today, because as you become more in tune with yourself, you're going to find yourself in a better place and you won't even think about these things and you'll be like, oh my God, I don't do this anymore. So there's a lot of judgment out there around food, and bless everyone's heart, this isn't what this program is about. So I don't like to go there because there is always another opinion on when we say, what are you consuming? Okay, so step 2, identifying limiting beliefs. Okay, so this is still paradigm A. So people often struggle with weight loss due to limiting beliefs such as lack of time, I don't have time to work out or meal prep, low motivation, I feel too tired or unmotivated to exercise, emotional eating, I turn to food for comfort when I'm stressed or upset, busy schedule, my work or family responsibilities take up all my time, inconsistent effort, I start strong but lose focus after a few days. Okay, so these are but a few culprits, and these are things that we think are natural for our thought process. So that's paradigm A. Paradigm A has a really strong hold on all of us. So it is this subtle shift in your energy. And what this program is about, it's not about giving Kim a tall order, and if she doesn't finish it this week, she fails. This is about adding simple, tiny little adjustments into everyday life that over time are going to build, that have consistency, that grow. Because what I've learned is we can get inundated with a lot of information, and all the information we read sounds really uplifting in the moment. But then we start doing life and we attempt to implement these things that were suggested by wonderful people. And even though they're in a great place, but we all don't have maybe 45 minutes to meditate, 45 minutes to exercise, an hour to read a book, an hour to go for a hike. There's not much time left in our day. Now, when we miss one of those things, we're back to paradigm A thoughts. Well, I screwed up. I messed up. Maybe this isn't for me. I don't know how other people do it. That's paradigm A. So let's get rid of all that. Go with the subtleties, because the subtleties, I mean, we've all seen the cartoons where the turtle always wins the race. Okay? So I think maybe that is life attempting to show us to pause a little bit, slow down, take the pressure off. I'll get there and I'm going to win. So these limiting beliefs create roadblocks, okay? Roadblocks. Like you can't go forward. You got to find a way around. So we're going to shatter paradigm A thoughts, okay? So, but by recognizing them is the first step toward overcoming them, okay? So when we identify the thing that's really bothering us, it really has no more hold on us. Will it still bother us tomorrow? Absolutely. But now we know, okay? However long we want to sit in the knowing, that's up to us. But you can almost see it coming, right? And when you know it's coming, you actually go another route because you're no longer ready to deal with those kind of things. Wayne Dwyer has a really good way of understanding this. He quoted a woman's story. I can't remember her name, but she wrote a really interesting way of understanding life where she would wake up and she would walk down the street and fall into a pothole. And then she had to find her way out. And the next day she woke up and walked down the street, knew the pothole was there and still fell into it. And then she had to climb her way out. The next day, day 3, she walked out, saw the pothole, still found herself falling into the pothole, and she started to climb her way out. Well, day 4, she woke up, went out on the street, and instead of walking towards the pothole, she decided to walk around it. And on day 5, she took another street. So like you said, Sue, we all go through these things. Like, this isn't me telling you I'm exempt. I'm sharing my story from 2017. A lot of people share their stories. And I think other people can benefit from these things. But my message to people, I think that I would really like to hit home is slow down to get there. You know, Kim, we want you around for a really long time. So this isn't a race. This isn't looking for results immediately and going out and 2 hours at the gym and hurting yourself and now you can't move. No, this is about respecting your body. This is about, I know where I am and I know where I'm going to be. So I'm going to give myself B paradigm thoughts. Okay. And it's no coincidence that B also rhymes with B. You're going to be this new version of yourself. Okay.
I like it.
So yeah, it's really neat. Yes. Okay. So step 3 is shift to a healthier paradigm. Okay. So this is paradigm B thoughts. So daily exercise routines could look like, how often do you move your body? Start with small, consistent changes like walking more. You had mentioned some days you only walk around the block. That is fine. It's better than sitting, right?
Yes.
You're respecting your body with simply moving. A lot of us don't even understand, but by simply going for a walk, you're already stepping into paradigm B. Okay, because paradigm A doesn't support the simple walk. Paradigm A might say it's a little windy. I don't really want to go out. It looks like it might rain.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go tomorrow. That's paradigm A. And we all have these thoughts. So hiking, stretching, or doing activities that elevate your heart rate. Okay. The simplicity of elevating your heart rate isn't hard. You could dance in your living room. You can do jumping jacks. You can jump up and down. This isn't asking you to join a gym and join an aerobics class. Like these are really, 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 really simple things that might even seem laughable to some people, but they're not doing them. They're still in their paradigm A. Okay. Because sometimes when we hear something so simple, we don't think it's possible because it's not hard enough. Right.
Yes. Right. Yes.
So we won't even give it a shot. Okay.
That whole thing.
Okay. And now, commit to at least 20 to 30 minutes of movement every day. Now, if you're used to moving, say you get up and you go to your kitchen and you get in your vehicle, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about we're all pushing, thriving to step into ourselves, and we're like, I'm going to do everything I can today to make sure that my future is bright, and I really have this urge to show myself and step into myself, and then I have to do all these things. It's great to have a to-do list, but did you put yourself on that list? So when you're making a decision to take a 20-minute walk for Kim in that busy day, now we're getting somewhere. That's paradigm B thoughts, okay? And what you're going to notice, Kim, you're starting with walks. But one day you might message me and say, I joined a gym, okay? I don't care when that is. It's going to happen naturally. You got to take it easy on yourself at first, because the body will tell you, your energy will tell you, something will be presented to you, okay? And it'll happen so natural that you're going to have an oh my God moment, because you're going to say, holy shit, here I am. And again, I mean, I'm grateful that I have this understanding, but I emphasize take it slow a lot. Okay. So,
Thank you.
okay. So morning routine to activate paradigm B. So these are things that I would really like you to do. And these are so simple that they will shift you. Okay. So number 1 is breathe. Okay. Step outside or open a window for fresh air. Breathing deeply provides oxygen that supports the muscles, recovery, and growth. So for any scientist listening who understands microorganisms, bacteria, 88% of the air we breathe is nitrogen. In order to have muscle on our body, we require nitrogen. Eating food isn't the only way that we get nitrogen. Now imagine that. How wonderful is this place? It has what we need. Okay? So think of how wonderful it is to take deep breaths outside. Knowing now, paradigm B thoughts, that there's food in the air. Okay? Because this is going to help you thwart those cravings because you won't have them as much anymore. Now, the other thing is about lung capacity. We, right now, are currently only using 40% of our lung capacity because we're just shallow breathing, right? So when you're consciously breathing to your full capacity, now you're using 100% of your capacity, okay? So there is a breath work that's called emanation breath work, okay? And there was a doctor, she created this book that studied ancient stuff and how to create longevity in your life. And of course, it was breathing nitrogen. So when we breathe in before breathing out, all we're doing is pushing carbon back into our bloodstream. Okay, so we're basically forcing something that our body is trying to get out back in. Okay, so most people go, let's do some breath work. They always breathe in first. It's wrong. Okay, so before you breathe in, breathe out. So when you get out in the morning, let all that out. And it's unfamiliar to you. So you might get a bit dizzy. Well, of course it's unfamiliar to you. You don't do it that way right now. That's paradigm A. Paradigm B is someone who's aware of these things, who steps into them and gets up and does them, right? So 3 minutes, Kim. Okay?
Yes.
You're gonna add 3 minutes to your day so far. This is what I want you to do. The first thing you're gonna do is get up and breathe. So that could be by a window because it might be terribly cold outside. Or if you can go outside, it makes no difference. The window's open, so it's the same thing. And breathe out until you can't let any more air out. And if you think there's possibility that you could still cuss some out, get it out. It takes all the carbon out of your system, okay? Which allows oxygen, and inadvertently it purifies your blood, okay? So now we have a better chance at thwarting viruses, sicknesses, because our blood is oxygenated more, okay? I mean, you look at athletes who have to breathe deeply all the time, and we're always wondering why they look so healthy, right? And have a good complexion. All they're doing is using 100% of their lung capacity. So why wouldn't you do this? I didn't ask you to sprint down the road. I'm asking you to stand in one spot and use your full lung capacity. It turns out you don't need to sprint down the road to get this benefit, okay? Here. This is me.
There we go. Good old.
I have one in my vehicle, there's one in my bedroom, one at the desk. I literally, this is my affirmation. It's all meant to be easy. So then when it's meant to be easy, then there's got to be an easier way, right? So maybe we'll have a podcast on easy one day. Okay, so now we've done the breath work, right? So when you breathe it all out, breathe in through your nose, because when we breathe in through our mouth, we're not giving our body a sign that we're calm. Well, when we breathe in through our nose, we're telling our body we're calm. And what you want to do is you want to keep yourself calm as you're breathing in oxygen. So you breathe it all out through your mouth, breathe it in through your nose, okay? And when you can't, because this is unnatural to most people, so I understand it takes a bit of practice. So when you breathe in through your nose, you're going to fill up your lungs fully. And I promise you there's room for more. So that's when you open your mouth and you take about 3 or 4, force more air in, okay? Hold it for 10 seconds and then release it slowly, okay? And you're going to set a timer and you're going to do that for 3 minutes. You may be like, damn, I want to do this longer. And again, it's all up to you. Paradigm A thoughts are, I'm going to hit this out of the park and do it for half an hour. I'm going to really show Kurt. Well, fine. That's paradigm A. You're setting yourself up for failure. Paradigm B says all I need is 3 minutes. So let's stick to paradigm B thoughts. The second thing that I would like you to do right after you're done breathing, quick aerobic exercise, okay? So this is where we want to get the body moving. Jumping jacks, whatever way you like it. I don't care. Slow, fast, awkward, weird looking. No one's watching. Do it the way you want to do it. So kick ups. Some people like to just kick up. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You can dance or simply jumping up and down, okay? And this is, again, 3 minutes. So set a timer. So now we've added a whole whopping 6 minutes to your day. Okay. So the third thing that I would like you to do right after you're done that is stretch the body. I don't care how you choose to do it. Search online, find one that resonates with you. Maybe search the foundation of stretching because it's something you're starting and you don't want to jump into some guru who's putting you through some weird stretches. So, maybe just start with simple stretches. And again, this is the same thing, 3 minutes. And the more full body exaggerated your stretches are, the better. We've all seen dogs do it. We've all seen cats do it. When they stretch, it looks like they're contortionists. It's because they don't need to be told what's good for them. They just do it naturally. So we have to train ourselves. And the benefit that you're going to notice is amazing. So now we're at 9 minutes we're adding to your day. We haven't even hit 10 minutes yet. Okay, so sometimes you may want to wake up a bit earlier. That's up to you if you don't think you can fit it. But this is only at 9 minutes. And I promise you, the first couple of days, you're going to be floating. You're going to be like, you're tapping into something that you haven't done before. So number 4 is really important as well, hydrate. So there is a lot of studies done on, now I like organic food. I like something that I know the people, the family that have prepared these things for me, and I have a connection with it. And I feel it's important to know where it came from. And that's all. You don't have to do that. For me, I just find it's better for me. And I can tune into some of the food that I eat, and I feel better sometimes with things other things. So there is that. I find the more local you can get. Now, sometimes things will be out of season in your certain area, so I understand. But if you can manage to find organic products, I think that would be beneficial. So lemon, either a concentrated lemon, organic lemon that's in a glass container, that you would just pour a little bit in is fine with me as well. Or you're going to go for the real thing and you're just going to squeeze half a lemon into your glass. Okay. So room temperature water. I mean, water is so beneficial to us. It's anywhere from 59% to 68% our whole body. So, I mean, wouldn't you want to make sure that you're drinking stuff that you know what's in the water? So again, that's another thing that's important to me. Filtered water. It came up in a conversation today at the gym. And of course, the gentleman I was talking to said him and his wife, that's all they drink is filtered water. So do your research, make sure you know what's in the water you're drinking, especially because you're going to be drinking a lot more of it when you start to do this. Okay. Like I was saying earlier, you can continue eating what you want because I know it's going to all shift in 3 months anyways for you. So I don't care because those things are going to fade away. Because as soon as you start to elevate your body and raise your frequency, you're no longer going to resonate with certain things. And your body and your energy is going to gravitate you to pick up things that are better for you. And you're going to be a witness to this happening right in front of your eyes. So it's kind of cool to see this stuff happening. And you kind of step into that alternate paradigm. And something that I think is a great time to talk about right now about paradigms. So when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So for someone who is used to doing things a certain way, everything in their life, okay, is always the same. Okay. But when you begin to change the way you look at things, everything, and you may think you're only doing this to be healthier and have a body you can be proud of. Okay. But everything's going to shift. Soon, things that were once available to you won't be available to you. So the more you embody paradigm B, it's not going to be only things that are in the moment. It's going to be everything. And you're going to start to be aware of these things. And you're going to have those aha moments. And I don't know when they're going to come, but they're going to come at you. And those are the moments that we relish. Those are the moments that you know that paradigm B is beginning to overwhelm paradigm A. And it's such a wonderful feeling to see that happen. Okay. And okay, so we've talked about 4 things. These are the only 4 things I want you to do. Okay. And you may think, well, that's it. Yeah. So for the first jump out of the gate for you, this is what I want you to master. Okay. The next stuff here is we're going to go over all these things. And these are things that you can either implement or not. And I will explain the importance of them. So step 4 is building healthy eating habits. So chewing food thoroughly. There is a scientific term called 32 times. Okay. Chew your food 32 times. You can count it at first, but then after a while you get so used to it, and you get used to the texture in your mouth when it's a pulp. Okay, so there's two reasons why I'm saying that. So first of all, we're going to want to do everything we can to help our digestive system. Okay, there's a scientist, Wallace D. Wattles, wrote the book The Science of Being Great and the Science of Being Rich. He also wrote a book called The Science of Being Well. And his belief is by bolting your food, which means eating your food really fast, 100, okay, not 50, 100 ailments are now available to us. 100.
Whoa.
Okay, so by simply chewing your food longer, you're stopping 100 diseases from happening to you. He wrote this book in the 1800s. When I read this book in 2017, again, remember I told you, I decided to challenge these things and prove them wrong. The rest was history. So I had to follow. I couldn't say that, no, I tried what you suggested, Wallace D. Wattles, and it didn't work. No, I had to do what he suggested to a T. Because unless I did it to a T, I couldn't say that I could prove it wrong because I didn't do it right. So that is important, okay? So I'm not going to be there with you. Hey, did you chew it 30 times? Like, this is up to you, okay?
Right.
So there's something really interesting that happens. I mean, when we eat our food and appreciate it, you can't help but appreciate your food when you chew it that long because you're sitting there thinking, why am I chewing food this long? Oh, but then you're noticing the taste and you're dwelling and you're thinking, and where attention goes, energy flows. So we gain a whole new awareness just from chewing food a little bit longer, okay? The second thing is, one of my niece's weddings, I think it was 3.5 years ago, I had to get a suit. And I mean, the universe, you can't make this stuff up. So this is when I'm doing this stuff in my life, and I went to get fitted for a suit, and there was a young doctor, he's in university, and his part-time job was a fitter at a suit place. And right, so I get lined up with this guy while his profession was digestion. And so he's asking me about my life, and I said carpentry, and then I said, well, I read a lot of books. And he starts asking me what books I read, and I start telling him about the books I read, and he's asking me, so I'm 46 years old, and he started talking to me about, well, you look good for someone your age. And I said, well, I do a lot of stuff for health, and he's fascinated that I know anything about this stuff at all. And I started telling him why I chew food longer. And he tells me that this is 3.5 years ago. So current doctors he said their literature is being shifted. Their textbooks are being added to because they're noticing that the enzymes in our saliva actually are more fitted to digesting our food before we actually swallow it. So the longer we leave our food in our mouth, our saliva can extract the nutrients, the natural antibiotics, the beneficial nutrients get extracted from the food more the longer we leave it in our mouth. So it's even better for us to leave it in our mouth longer. Now, we've simply talked about chewing food longer. We extract more nutrients from the food the more we leave it in. So again, these are things that are so beneficial for us, but yet we live in a society that's so fast. We eat so fast. We expect everything in here. Oh, it's getting what we need. No, it's not. It's not getting what we need. So there's so much that happens just from simply chewing food longer, right? And then, of course, you're appreciating the food that you eat. Now, this is one that we all have a struggle with, okay? Stop eating when your hunger subsides, okay?
Yes.
This is going to take some discernment, okay? Because we've all been inundated in society, right? What about the starving kids in Africa? We better finish our plate. It's like something that's just been programmed. Paradigm A is just forced on us that if we put it on our plate, it has to go in our mouth or we're being this evil person. Get that out? No. If it's still on your plate, put it in a container and you can save it for the next time you got to eat. But this takes discipline. This takes discernment. I promise you, you will not succeed unless you get this one figured out, okay? It takes discernment. And now you can imagine me telling an 18-year-old this. His face went white, and he said, I'm going to do this because I'm going to prove to you I can do it. He would even bring his supper from the night before, half of his supper, because that was his lunch for the next day. Because he was committed. He knew because I drove it home every day because he worked with me every day. So that's kind of like the WhatsApp. If you need me to lean on me because I'll help you. Because you might only get, is this paradigm A thoughts, Kim, or is this paradigm B thoughts? And sometimes that encouragement is important. So pay attention to your hunger cues, okay? And stop eating when you're no longer hungry, not when you're overly full, okay? Overly full. Like I grew up, you better appreciate the food your mother and father put on your plate, and eat it all. Or I grew up with the other thing: if you don't finish your plate, you don't get dessert. And so I mean, I had to unwind that in my mind. Like, I thought I was being a good human. I don't understand this Wallace guy telling me not to eat. Like, I don't understand it. So we want to eat for hunger. We don't want to eat for appetite. Okay. So we need to understand that there is a difference there. So do not get down on yourself, because that's paradigm A thoughts when you don't succeed at this right out of the gate, because I won't let you. You're not going to beat yourself up. And give yourself some space here, because the person who gets down on themselves for not succeeding, that's all paradigm A thoughts. We're not encouraging paradigm A. Okay. So this is another one that I promise you is going to really help you out. No food after 7 p.m. Okay?
Yeah.
Stick to water after 7 p.m. Late night eating can affect sleep and disrupt your metabolism. There's a whole plethora of things that can happen. I would think that late night eating is the cause of obesity. See, when we eat on our back, we're not naturally digesting. We're not giving our inner a chance to utilize the gravity that pulls things down. It's just, it doesn't rest well. My girlfriend last night, she got a meal from a place that we thought would be a good, and she put it in the oven and she started eating it, and it was like dog food. It was terrible. She didn't like it at all. She's a singer and she teaches singing, and her students showed up, and so she never had a chance to eat supper. Now, paradigm A would say, I'll just eat after my singing lessons are done. Okay. Paradigm B says, I'll make it tonight because I'm not going to eat after 7. So, Kim, when you find yourself in a scenario where you're like, oh my God, I think I need Kurt to just tell me don't do it, text me. I'll give you some encouraging words to hold on to. Okay. My advice to her was, babe, go eat something if you want to. And she didn't do it. Okay. I don't want this to feel like a struggle for you. I want you to understand that all this is done. Okay. The vision of you is already done. We wouldn't be sitting here today unless the successful part of yourself already existed as well. So it's all in reach. Oh, your fruit is already planted on your path. You just walk up to and eat it. So that's what we're going to do this year. You're just going to walk up and eat it. Okay, so step 5, additional habits for success. Okay, so all these things, it's so simple, but we don't understand the benefits of them. I'm not sure if you noticed, I always like to stay straight backed, postured. I love it. It's something that was suggested by Wallace D. Wattles in this book.
We all sit up straight.
You could talk to chiropractors today. It's called tech neck. Okay. They have a lot of new patients and they love tech because we're all like this, right?
Yep.
It's a thing, guys, and it's not only because of that. I mean, Wallace Wattles suggested this in 1800s, so he didn't have a phone. Now,
He didn't even
anyone
have a
who's
computer,
listening, anyone's listening, I encourage people to read his stuff. It's fascinating. So it's Wallace D. Wattles for anybody who needed some clarification. Maintaining good posture reduces strain on your joints and keeps your spine healthy. Practice standing tall and aligning your body throughout the day. So a good way to do this is to give yourself some fun little practices when you're looking in the mirror. Just bring your shoulders back, your chest up, your chin's more straight with your chest. Plant your feet, get them underneath your body, and just drop your hands at your side and let your hands rest. Because we all rarely let our hands rest. We're always holding a device. So, and gaze at your body. And where you feel yourself being sluggish, you correct it. And then you just have a fun time just enjoying the good posture that your body is emitting. Now, listen, paradigm A doesn't do that. Okay? And all you've done is sit in front of the mirror and practice a little bit of good posture. So yesterday, paradigm A wasn't doing anything like that. So paradigm B is doing it. So we've practiced paradigm A a lot. So by simply practicing paradigm B, you're going to shift into paradigm B. It's so simple that I would just love for people to grasp it, because you're going to be with us for a really long time. I'm not interested in you trying to run up a mountain or kayak upstream. I don't care about that. To prove to the world that you could do it or yourself, it doesn't matter to me. Those may be things that you naturally do because you've stepped into paradigm B so much that you don't even understand who you were. And these things just happen flawlessly. So paradigm B, go slow, take your time. Paradigm A says, no, this isn't going to work. It's too easy. I need more of a struggle. And paradigm B is where we're at. And I want to point out to everyone, this, I'm not saying paradigm first and paradigm second. I'm only using paradigm A and paradigm B to show that we were talking about two different things. I was having a conversation with myself the other day. Who was I having a conversation with? Okay. So there's two of us, by the way. All right. So it's okay. It's okay to look at things like that. Okay. Because there's this part of us that just, oh no, I just want to stay comfortable. No, I don't think I want to do that. And maybe people will expect too much of me if I do that. Oh, I just don't want to do that. That's paradigm A. Paradigm B says, well, maybe if I do step into this, I'm going to start to feel really comfortable in my own skin. Maybe if I do step into this, I'm going to feel better today than I did yesterday. Maybe if I do step into this, other people will be inspired too. That's paradigm B. Paradigm B says, I don't care, I'm doing this. It doesn't matter. You didn't want to join me, you can, and we can do this together. Paradigm B doesn't ever think like paradigm A. And what you're going to notice is, I think over the next couple of years, you're going to really understand that paradigm A thoughts are a majority, okay? But you're the recognizer now. You're not the one simply just complacently being paradigm A anymore. You can still do the action of paradigm A when you get caught up in it, but you're still observing yourself doing it. So that's paradigm B thinking. Paradigm A, while you're recognizing it, would say, well, this sucks. I suck. That's paradigm A thinking. You can be the observer of paradigm B thinking while you're still tripping up, but now you're observing it and saying, I get it now. I can see you coming from a mile away now. It's going to get better for me tomorrow. And when you mess up, get right back up, because paradigm B goes, I got this tomorrow. Paradigm A says, oh, maybe I'll do this another time. Realizing that you do have a say in every moment, and I think I said it in the last podcast, who you are choosing to be in this moment has no choice but to unfold in the next. And it's no coincidence that who you're choosing to be, paradigm B, right? All right, so posture. Okay, using your opposite hand. Okay, strengthen your brain's neural pathways by using your non-dominant hand for simple tasks like brushing your teeth or writing. This promotes mental sharpness and flexibility. I'm going to repeat this because this is a really cool one for all the science people out there. Strengthen your brain's neural pathway by using your non-dominant hand for simple tasks. When I switched from my left hand, I'm left-handed. When I switched from my left to brushing my teeth with my right, it felt so awkward and stupid. I thought, why am I even bothering? Because you know how we've gotten so quick and we give a really good thorough brushing.
Yes.
Well, it went from thorough brushing to like, I need to brush my teeth again because I wasn't being thorough, because it just was so awkward to me. Well, it's been years since I've switched to my right, and now my right is the exact same. Now, strengthening your brain, strengthening your brain's neural pathways means there's more available. So everything is different in paradigm B. It completely changes everything. And again, we were only at 9 minutes added to your day. Bless everyone's heart who has put a lot of effort into really rigid programming, because there are people who love doing that. Okay, it's the easy button. Life is so easy when you embrace it. All right, the next thing is my favorite thing: release negative emotions. So recognize emotions like recognizing emotions like stress, boredom, or frustration, and release them without letting them control your behaviors. Okay, focus on positive, supportive emotions like determination, enthusiasm, and focus. And do you like affirmations?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when we blatantly say an emotion just because you think it's going to magically appear in front of your life, not going to happen. All it does is recognize the absence of something that's wanted. It's not going to work. We have to get ourselves into a raised elevation. We have to be in a happy confident place in order for an affirmation to take hold. So when you're down, when you're stressed, throw away the affirmations. Be really careful of what you say while you're pissed off. Be really careful of what you say while you're sad. Be really careful of what you say while you're tired and down. Person who's tired and down says, I am happy. Bullshit. It's not the truth. And when you're lying to yourself, you're not helping anybody, including yourself, because that's a secret motive.
Right.
Like, I'm going to bypass the feeling I'm in and I'm just going to, it doesn't work like that. You know, get yourself into an elevated state first. Incorporate activities that bring you joy, laughter, or make you smile. After experiencing these moments of joy, recite affirmations. So, Kim, tell us all one thing that brings you joy.
One thing that brings me joy is paddleboarding.
Yeah, there's one. Another one?
Hiking.
Do you enjoy watching videos of baby animals playing together?
Yes.
Okay. Remember, this is easy button. Okay.
Yeah.
We have a plethora of videos you can watch online of baby animals playing together. You would be amazed at what it does to your vibration. Now you're elevated. Now recite the affirmation. It's magic. Elevate your vibration. Is there anything else? Is maybe your favorite song? Listen to that. Then recite your affirmations.
Just to keep it simple. Okay. I gotcha.
Simple.
Putting on lipstick.
Yes.
It could be that easy.
Yes.
I love
Yes.
that.
Put on your lipstick and then say your affirmations, girl.
Yes. Anything elevates you, and never mind what we've been talking about. If you enjoy eating something and it brings you joy, elevate yourself. If it brings you joy, elevate yourself and then get into the emotions. Now, some affirmations, which I'm going to share with you, I am capable of achieving my ideal body. You notice how it's not I have my ideal body. It's nice and soft and subtle. I am capable. That doesn't make it rigid. It's not making these audacious claims. So you're not conflicting yourself when you say I am capable. So every day I am getting closer to my goal. And then there's another one here. I love moving my body and making healthy choices. So these are all really simple, really subtle. When you get yourself elevated, we all have time in the day to listen to a 3-minute video playing, or even babies, watching babies. Like it elevates us. We can't deny it. It elevates us. So tracking your progress is what I asked you on WhatsApp the other day. I have calendars all over my wall, and I track a lot of things that I do. Now, I do it for many purposes so I don't forget. Although there is something else. Now, for the, let's say, not eating after 7 when I achieve it, okay? Because there's sometimes when I don't. I do NF, okay? I keep it really simple. NF stands for no food. And when I put it on a certain date, I know I achieved no food after 7. Okay, that's what NF represents to me. I don't need to add any more information because I know what it means. Every morning I wake up after achieving it, I write on my calendar, and now I use a color, okay? So in particular, my girlfriend and I, when it's something we both do together, we use a certain color that includes the both of us. And when it's something that we do separately, we have our own colors. And now the color just helps your mind see it. And it's really cool, Kim, when you start to see them all over the place, because it does something to you. It's magical. You can just feel it. You feel so good. Okay? You get out that one morning, you're breathing, you feel like you're gulping in the universe. It's magical. Okay, use a calendar or journal to track your progress. Write down your daily activities and achievements to stay accountable and motivated. Step 6, daily visualization. Spend a few minutes each day visualizing your ideal body. Okay, look for examples of body types to inspire you and align with your goals. Okay, here's a good example. Someone's looking to find love in their life. Then if they don't have pictures of couples up on their wall, good luck. Because what the pictures do is it tell you is that's something you desire in your life. That when every time you look at couples being together, like, and where you put your attention, that's where the energy flows. But it's just, if it's just a single human being happy, and you're viewing a single person, single. No, see what it does? So you have to put pictures of things that you're working towards. Okay, so yes. Find other women that is the ideal body type that you like and put it up. Almost you have to get out of your head to do it too, because it feels like it's like painful. Oh, I got to print it off. And trust me, when you get up, do it and just print it off. I know it's interesting out of the gate. It's interesting the struggle this presents in our life. It's like, oh, I got this to do though. Do it for you. It's so magical. So picture yourself living in that body. Okay. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Sit down, stand up, hang upside down, sit on your back, sit on your stomach. I have no ties to how people meditate. You can meditate with your eyes open. You can meditate with your eyes closed. For me, I just like sitting in a chair, relaxing myself, taking a deep breath and exhaling. And then I begin to visualize that higher self, right? The part of yourself that if you don't contemplate what it's like to be that person, you'll never familiarize yourself with her. So begin to familiarize yourself in your imagination, because you may be like, oh, I thought I wanted that ideal body, and oh, maybe I'm going to add a little bit of this, and you begin to play around with it, right? Like I think I said on the last one, a boat wasn't discovered through the contemplating of the sinking of things. It was discovered through the contemplating of the floating, right? So what were they contemplating? In the law of flotation. So you're going to contemplate the law of succeeding. You're going to contemplate to yourself living in that body, feeling confident, healthy, and strong. Visualization is a powerful tool that can help you stay motivated, focused on your journey. Step 7 is mirror gazing. We touched on that a little bit, but this is something else. And you can pool these two together while you're looking at the mirror. Practice good posture. Practicing good posture is so important. So practice looking at yourself in the mirror with self-compassion. There's a phrase that was used by, I would think, a really good mentor that a lot of us had, Abraham Hicks, is Esther Hicks. You got to look in the mirror and like what you see before what you see can change. So again, here, what are we talking about? Easy stuff. Oh no, I'm going to go out for a jog, Kurt, because I want to really pound the pavement. Then I'll come back to the mirror when I'm in the shape I want, and then I'll start to smile at myself. That's not going to work. Look in the mirror and like what you see first, and then what you see will change. It's really simple. So that means, again, giving yourself a respite from your life. Put a timer on if you really have to for 3 minutes, and just look in the mirror. And when you see someone that you haven't seen in a while, maybe when you guys see each other, what do? You smile at yourself. I love you. Look at yourself. I love you. I mean, come on. The absolute magic that comes from that, I could write 8 books on it.
Yes.
It makes a huge difference.
Yes. The first time I tried doing that in the mirror, it was really uncomfortable. Saying I love you to myself in the mirror, so weird. Like I couldn't even finish the sentence.
Yeah. So paradigm B gets at it every day.
Okay.
So practice, make it so normal that it's just a part of your life. It's natural. Practice looking at yourself in the mirror with self-compassion. This isn't about vanity. It's about acknowledging your efforts, strengths, and improvements. Mirror gazing can reduce stress, improve your emotional resilience, and boost self-perception. I mean, who wouldn't do it? Step 8 is healthy thinking means viewing situations holistically. Instead of looking at life through a negative lens or extreme optimism, aim for balance. A healthy mindset allows you to make empowered decisions. So Wayne Dwyer shares something from Patanjali. I think he wrote a book called How to Know God, and there is allegations that he preceded Christ 500 years. Whether we know that's the truth or not, we don't know. No one can date this book. Somehow it just appeared, which is phenomenal. If you ever read it, it's a fascinating book. There is something that's written in there that says, even standing in a gutter, you can still see the stars. So think about that for a second. It isn't only stars that are available, seeing stars. Even when you think that it's not possible for you to be something else, remember that all it takes to see the stars is to look up. So contemplating star thoughts, okay? Paradigm B, remember, the law of flotation was contemplated, and now we think boats are just an everyday thing. But the law of flotation had to be contemplated first before we could do it.
Yes.
So, Akkadian rhythm. Have you heard of circadian rhythm?
Yes.
A healthy circadian rhythm impacts various functions like coordination, cardiovascular health, cognition, weight control, and digestion. To support your circadian rhythm and sleep-wake cycles, aim to wake up and go to bed at consistent times. Create a calming nighttime routine. Limit exposure to screens and blue light before bed. By establishing these habits, your body will naturally support weight management, okay? Immune function and overall wellness, okay? So remember, we started with the 9 minutes. That kicks off your circadian rhythm like lightning because you're waking up and you're just telling your body, this is what I do now, okay? I'm paradigm B now. Okay, so the next thing is, a holistic approach to health gain. So this is something that is just kind of like an overview. So this program is not just about physical changes. It's about aligning your mindset, habits, and beliefs with your health goals. By focusing on a holistic approach, you'll naturally move forward to the body and life you desire. Look at the ocean. The ocean is low and everything flows to it naturally. So you're going to think low, slow, and everything will flow to you naturally. So remember, it's a journey. Be kind to yourself. Embrace the process and trust that you are moving in the right direction. So start today with one small action. Just leaving this podcast, pick one small action, whether it's a 20-minute walk, drinking more water, or spending 3 minutes stretching. Like, this is your kickoff. And realize that you pick one of those, you've already began shifting into paradigm B. Take a picture of yourself right now, and I asked her to do this, and whatever your comfort zone is here, what have you decided, Kim?
Yeah, no, I have. I've taken a picture. I might want to take one more after this thing because I'm not sure. I'm not sure that I love it, but I have pictures. So yes.
Okay. What I'd like to do is just create some way that people will understand that we're not making this up. That 6 months from now, we're gonna show the next picture. So if you could at some point share it on your podcast, reference it.
No, we will definitely put it on. Yeah.
Keep it close to today. Don't go too far away.
Yes. No, I have some from last night. So.
Yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And
no,
I had told Kim. I told Kim I do not, weight's irrelevant, okay? We're all going to see the transformation with the picture. So it's going to be a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And plan to take another one 6 months from now. We're going to show this. Oh, wonderful.
There you go. Okay.
Okay. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate it.
Yes.
All right. So transformation is about consistency, patience, and self-love. That's it. Okay? The absolute joy that comes from you doing this on your own. The interesting thing that happened with Braden, and that's going to happen with you. Remember, I haven't asked you to do anything, no exercises at any gyms or anything. But around 2.5 months hit, and Braden, and there's so many things that were becoming aware to him. He said, last night I started really working out. Now think about it. He'd been doing this consistently for 2.5 months. And the byproduct was he naturally wanted to work out on his own. So there's going to be things happening with you, and we're not making that today. We're going to make this, what you're going to step into is everything we talked about. I'm going to send this whole thing to you as well, so you can keep it present. And for anybody else listening, if you want to step into this stuff, there is so much value in thinking paradigm B thoughts, because I think we all have a really good understanding of what the difference is now.
Yes.
And you can even ask yourself, is this a paradigm A thought? Because a paradigm A thought will not support your success. Since I am a healer, since I do healing work, since I release emotion, I can assist people in releasing emotions. We're going to combat any emotions that arise. You can pick, you can say, Kurt, can we have a podcast? Maybe we can see where you're at in a few weeks or a month. And any emotions that come to be that you're noticing, we're going to release them. And the last podcast we had, I had mentioned that I was working on a new chart with my girlfriend. The chart is complete. Now, what this chart is the positive spectrum. We all know a battery has to have negative charge, and we have to have positive charge, right? Without a sunny day and a rainy day, we wouldn't have the other to appreciate or dislike. They need to be present in our life. So we have a positive spectrum chart. that works the same.
Well, thank you, Curtis. That sounds like another fun podcast in store for us. I just think that this approach to health gain just feels so natural and warm, and I'm really looking forward to starting. Thanks to all our listeners. And remember, be healthy, be happy, be Paradigm B.
Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. So much more in this world that you can do. Wake up. Every little thing in this life that you're going through don't mean a thing. Wake up. You keep shining. You keep grinding. Wake up. All is aligning. All you gotta do. Wake up. My man Mo said that the reason that the world fucked up is cause everybody lazy. Positivity is corny to them, but they still gon' complain about the bad going on. Shit crazy. So I just had to drop a little project. I don't know what the object is, but this feels good. If you too hood for the good vibes, sorry I ain't got nothing for you. Why should I?
You shouldn't. We out here doing the things that y'all wouldn't. Life could be a sweet ride, proof is in the pudding. These guys with the weak vibes, I'll show them where to put it. Down bad, I was looking for the answer. Mind all mad, taking over like a cancer. Canceled the sub plans, came from up above. Told me everything we doing, showing love, and I gotta
wake up. So much more in this world that you can do. Wake up. Every little thing in this life that you're going through don't mean a thing. Wake up. You keep shining. You keep grinding. Wake up. All is aligning. All you gotta do. Wake up.
I've been getting so high, head up in the clouds. I don't ever wanna come down, but I gotta
wake up.
Ain't enough time to be down. Bust a smile, cause it's yet another day that I'm allowed to
wake up.
Feeling blessed to be alive, man. Not long till we thriving. Take the time to remind yourself that it all starts inside yourself. Most.
Wake up feeling stuck every day, then you gotta realize that it's all in your mindset. Read about that meditation, you go get around to it, you just haven't had the time yet. Yeah, I bet. Best thing that you could invest in is you. Could have the results or could have the excuse. Only one life, so take care of what you choose. And I ain't preaching, I'm just telling you the truth. Wake up. So much more in this world that you can do. Wake up. Every little thing in this life that you're going through don't mean